Captain Effoudou don't make outing again. He say Cameroon Intelligence Service did the hunty right for France. And for the edition, il talk say he already know. So
de cette équipe chargée de d'éliminer.
Et pour vous, for the edition, we ask ourselves, how he don't know say intelligence service difference the following. Then some people are saying this guy had a call from one of his senior brother. The senior brother was saying, boy, you there on exile. You don't succeed for go out of PE. Me I see the inside here. For that same video, he be the talk say that his brother they under house arrest. When I surely know that his brother, his name na Eve Babu. He be the talk say he house and then they even permit me see he own picking them. He just the shit on the tonton for us. In 2024, Canada be make some report about some case where them they collect, they don't create some black market for the extort money from authorities or from civilians by mirroring them with dubious either court case or public contract award. And now from that call, we make directly the call Captain Effoudou say petit frère. That means a junior brother. We plenty people them understand say some element of truth they for the fight where Captain Effoudou the fight. And his silence was just time for the opposing clan, the opposing group, to restore his dignity, because he keep emphasizing on the fact that they have to restore his dignity. And so for him, 3 years has been enough. And now, irrespective of the consequences, he is speaking out. And his coming out is already implicating those of his relative, close relative, and those who are already into tough security concerns with the power in place. So people them they talk say anybody who has joined Munyongo cannot come out alive. What does that mean? That ye will not be silent for plenty other things. And that now that is no more along, is no more backing his own interests, and he decide to spill out. He shouldn't really expect that other people who allowed him just expose their life in public. They will want to defend themselves, and in the course of defending themselves, anything, any casualty can be recorded. Especially for the fact say he don't decide. Say if he talk about all person except Pobia, ye and ye woman. From that perspective, we man the talk, but don't already have some particular people where irrespective of their own implication, enough to talk about them. Other reflection come say, is that not enough to show that this struggle is not for the commoners, but it's a selfish and greedy move to see how he can seek reparation through whistleblowing. Either way, it's helping equally the local and layman to understand how the state works, how parallel powers manipulate and hold the state captive on things that can apparently appear true, of which they are all imaginary games of people strategically positioned at top offices. And so, truth must be investigated. Truth must be given a second thought before total execution. If you see country, don't they continue for work the way it be the work that way, probably the DPE. And now it don't be 60 days and above, we know the. And some people then they complain say he don't overstay. Others are simply reassuring them that as for the state, he will continue. He will continue for the function. Then the other people then wait, we don't start accounts. Resident stay. Then too, no one give up. The media is all on it. Then we hear some other people then inside comment that they talk say it's a weak debate because even that with Bobby ADP, the cases of corruption and injustice still prevailed. What difference does it make now that he's out of the country? And people say, when children cannot more count on the shelter of their parents, they lost nothing telling, pouring their complaint, even to a neighbor who is their enemy. Meaning that Cameroonian coming out of the poll and seeing how they were treated for protesting for electoral malpractice are now bent to only keep denouncing injustice or taking interest on news against the interests of those who have maintained them under a condition of intimidation and fear. Because all people with different opinions that are today held captive, some who perish under the weight of marginal treatment once in detention, are simply indicators that those holding divergent opinions do not have glorious day tomorrow. And in a country, democratic one for that matter, where the rule of law is supposed to be the guided principle that enables citizenship and the country prosperity, one starts questioning himself on the interest of silence and for how long a country could be developed if basic freedom of expression doesn't exist. So many are already complying with the silence, but not the majority. And that is why people keep demanding the whereabouts of the head of state. It enabled them to stay critics of a system that they think they deserve better. Captain Effoudou just shared as an excerpt of his complaint, of his interview, his last interview. And already it is sparking conversation on social media. Both the mainstream and the new media have now taken Captain Effoudou outing as a doctrinal message. They consumed in their entirety and even quote him in and out of various state apparatus, including the courts and the military tribunal during the 34th witness hearing in Yaoundé on Martinez Ogo case. The court judge himself questioned one of the witnesses, Colonel Ontulu, whether he has been listening to Captain Effoudou's outing. Despite the affirmative response that came from the witness, the follow-up question almost negate anything that could come from Captain Effoudou's effort to seek for personal justice, as it is announced in this other interview granted to Palma, a Cameroon journalist based in France, whose allegation of intelligence service being after not just Captain Effoudou's, but equally the media that is allowing its wavelength to be exploited by a man who is now set to be disturbing the power that be in Cameroon. For how long will this episode hold again? Will Captain Effoudou at a point in time align his personal revenge with the interests of Cameroonian? Why some say he is already doing so and that is why the power in Yaoundé is agitating. Others simply think it's never late to say what is right. Whatever position you hold about Captain Effoudou's outing, I want to call on you to be more reserved and not to jump into quick conclusion as the days ahead is filled and full of surprises. It's been Cyril, the man. I'll be yours again. Until then, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.